All right, this video goes out to my man Eric, and this is how we're going to use that KANERx for that low back. We're going to show you first standing and then sitting. And so I'm going to get that door anchor, and I want that to go into the closing end of the door. So we're going to show you as we close that door here, that anchor is going to slip in there. And so you're going to give that anchor a little bit of a pull to make sure that it's snug in there. I'm going to have the anchor height about the height of the area I'm going to work on in my back. So I don't want the anchor height way up here or way down here, just about the equivalent of the area I'm working on, and we're going to be working on our low back, so it's about right here. Then the cane small hook is going to go in that anchor because I'm going to use the large hook for the low back. And so let me just adjust that a little bit. So we got the large hook now, and that's going in the low back. It's not on the spinous processes, so those bony prominences back there, don't put it on there, but put it right off to the side of those in that layer of meat that you feel there. Those are those muscles that are right over the top of the joints. Those are the areas that we want to have an effect on. That big hook's going in there. Now, as far as placement goes, we're going to run that hook there, but now my feet are going to move in front of this big hook. So I want my feet not right underneath me. I want my feet about 6 inches to a foot in front of that big hook. Don't worry, this sucker is strong. I've tested up to 250 pounds. You're not gonna put nearly that much in. The reason I want my feet far up is because I'm going to use gravity to bring me back instead of standing here. If I bring myself back with my muscles, I'm not going to have that relaxed state that we need to get in there to create that compression to distension technique. And so that's why I want my feet in front, and I'm just going to be able to lean back and keep those muscles, and then get to that threshold and let that fade, and then I'm going to move that a notch there. And now the notch, when I mean move by notch, you're moving like 1/4 to 1/2 inch. I mean a very small amount. You're just hitting each section of that tissue, and it's only the section that you're pushing on that you're going to force that distension in. The next one's not necessarily going to change on its own because you got its neighbor. So that's why we move just by these tiny little increments, and we're going to move that right down into the joint. So when in question, where it hurts, that's where you're putting the pressure. And you're just going to go into that joint, and then it's off into the glute. And so I really like the standing for this right here. So we're going to get off into this glute here. Gonna be able to get that pretty easy with the big hook just standing. And I can move that all the way over into here as well, and just even get on the side here as that kind of moves into there. As that kind of on the side of the hip here, I can get in there and use that compression stuff in through there and all the way down. So I showed like moving. I'm not moving it like that. I'm just going one spot at a time, threshold, let that fade, and then I'll move it, so on and so forth, right down that line. So that's how we would use that standing. I like the standing in instances where my back is really sore, and I like to, because if I don't feel like getting on the floor, I also like using it to get some of this advanced stuff. So I'll go here, threshold, let that fade, and then I'll be able to sort of move my back through some range of motion, move my hips up and down through some range of motion as I've still got that compression on there. So that's more for those advanced moves. Next video I'm going to show you is how to use the double ball setup for the low back, which is a nice move. And then also we're going to go into how to use the scissor function for that IT band.